Over or under? It's time for my Week 9 over-under picks. Going game by game, matchup by matchup, and giving you my over-under picks for Week 9 of the 2023 NFL season. Picking every single game over or under this NFL season. If that sounds good, don't forget to Gronk spike the like button and subscribe for weekly NFL over-under picks every single Thursday. Last week, we actually had a really solid week. 10-6 on our picks over or under, 67, 52, and 3 overall this year, which puts us right in line with our overall spread record, which I'm pretty happy about because I've said many times, this is the first season I've ever done this, picking every single game over or under. It's a new experience for me, and I think I'm getting better and better. Let me know your favorite bets or picks in the comment section below for the totals in Week 9. Let's kick it off with Thursday Night Football. 36.5 is the total for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tennessee Titans. The game is in Pittsburgh. You could not make this low enough. The first to 10 wins, in my opinion, between Mike Vrabel and Mike Tomlin. Both of these coaches are raw coaches. And on a Thursday night, I expect both teams to play a bit sloppy on offense, as both offensive lines definitely struggle. Both teams want to run the football. The Steelers aren't very good at it, but they are getting Cameron Hayward back on defense, and that will help them slow down Derrick Henry and company and the Titans' run game, which I think is going to really cripple Will Levis's ability to work off of play action. That's where he had a lot of success in his debut against the Atlanta Falcons. I think they're going to view that tape and have some answers for Will Levis this week. Have a couple curveballs, especially on third down, to attack the Titans' protections. I feel that the Steelers are going to give the Titans' passing offense a lot of issues because of the Titans' offensive line. You look at the splits between home and away for the Titans' offense, it hasn't been pretty. So I don't think the Titans are going to be great here. I think Will Levis will definitely struggle a bit more than he did last week. And I think the Steelers overall are just an ugly offense. Poor play calling, a really good Titans run defense, and a really good Titans front seven that can provide pressure on Mitch Trubisky. So I like the under here. Regardless of Steeler quarterback, it doesn't really matter. And pretty much regardless of Titan quarterback, it doesn't matter. So I'm going under. Next matchup, the Germany game on Sunday. Because it's in Germany, it makes it a little bit trickier to play the total, in my opinion, because you don't really know what type of gas is going to be in the tank for both teams. Both teams that are more high-flying offensive teams. That being said, the Kansas City Chiefs, if you expect them to win this game, I'd actually go with the under. But I am picking the Miami Dolphins to win this game. I do think they'll surprise, and I think they will win. So I'm going to go with the over. I do think they're going to score somewhere between 24 and 31 points. I think that the Chiefs will score somewhere in the range of 23 to 27 points. So I definitely see this going over. I think both teams have advantages on offense. It's Mike McDaniel versus Andy Reid. Both guys are offense first. Secondly, you have the matchup of Tyreek Hill in a revenge game versus the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense has been good this year, but they haven't played anyone near the level of Miami. Played Detroit, okay, good performance at home. This game's in Germany. You're traveling there on a Friday. Don't really like that for the Chiefs. I feel like Miami has taken the correct approach going there early in the week. They'll be rested. They'll be fast right from the start, and I think they'll jump on the Chiefs defense. I also feel like the Chiefs did allow some big plays to the Chargers a couple of weeks back. Chargers were just not able to sustain it throughout the entire game. I also expect Mahomes to make some plays. In the scramble drill, overall, Miami's defense has not been great in pass defense or run defense. I think Pacheco will have success. I think Travis Kelce will be a problem for the Miami defense that likes to play too high, and I think Kelce's going to eat underneath. And I believe Andy Reid will just call the good plays this week, as this is a big game for both teams and a bounce-back spot for the Chiefs. So I expect both Tua and Mahomes to have success here. I think this is more of an over game than an under game. I'd really just hate myself for picking an under between Mahomes and this Dolphins offense. So I'm going to go over in this matchup. Next up, a total of 40 in the Bucs and the Texans at Houston. I'm going under here. This is one of my favorite picks of the week. I like Tampa Bay's defense to have a really strong game plan and confuse the young quarterback, CJ Stroud. Todd Bowles is a really creative third down and pass down play caller. He has a lot of different blitz calls in his bag, a lot of different coverages that are not really exactly sound. And for young quarterbacks, that's hard to account for. Guys over here, guys over here. Is it cover 2? Is it cover 3? What coverage is this? They don't really know, and they start to throw it into coverage and make poor decisions. I could see that with young CJ Stroud. That's something I thought that he struggled with in college when I really studied his tape. One of the few things I thought he struggled with. That being said, I also believe the Texans defense will come to play. They're at home. They're playing a weaker Bucs offense that isn't great running the football. That's the way you attack the Texans. Through the air, Baker has been on and off and shaky, and it's a pretty one-dimensional attack throwing to Chris Godwin or Mike Evans. I think DeMeco Ryans will have answers, and the Texans' pass rush has been pretty impressive, especially when they're at home. So I think that this is an under. This is one of my favorite picks of the week. I think it ends up being something like 20-17, 17-14, something pretty similar to what we've seen between the Panthers and the Texans or the Bucs and the Falcons. Within that range, I think one team's under 20, one team maybe gets to 20 in this game. Next up, a total of 37 for the Falcons and the Vikings. This one is because of the two backup quarterbacks that are likely going to play. I'm going to take the over here, just an inclination. I feel like this is not enough points. 37 is just not enough points in a dome environment, in my opinion. So I think I'd be doing myself a disservice here to be playing the over. 37, regardless of my respect for Brian Flores and the Falcons defense, I think that there'll just be plays made here, whether it's defensive scores or, big plays in the special teams, or Kevin O'Connell and Arthur Smith, both offensive guys, scheming some things up. I just don't think these defenses are good enough to really, they're good, they're solid, right? Especially the Falcons defense, but are they really that good to have a number like 37? So I'm going to go over here. I feel like this is a surprising over this week. Next up, you got the Rams and the Green Bay Packers. This was another one that I wasn't really sure about, and it's because I don't know if Stafford's playing. Now, I'm going to lean towards him not playing, but I'm still going to go with the over, and the reason for that is Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay, playing two pretty suspect defenses. Both defenses are not very good, and I like Raheem Morris. I definitely don't like Barry, but I just feel like between LaFleur and McVay, these two will figure out and scheme their way to points, and I think both teams will find themselves in the low 20s in this matchup. Both teams are not very good. I'm going to go with the over here. Maybe a little bit of a surprising pick, but just my first idea of this game. I just feel like McVay, LaFleur, they're going to try to outdo each other, and I'm going to go with the over. Maybe the Packers offense finally gets something going here. I have not been impressed with the Rams defense as of late. The Colts and the Panthers, I'm also going over in this matchup. The Colts just play overs every single week. Their defense is not very good. Their coaching, really, they don't manage the clock for their defense. They manage the clock for their offense and for more points to be scored. Steichen has done a great job game planning each and every week and has found a way to attack each and every defense. The Panthers have one of the worst defenses in the league, and I really was impressed with the Panthers' changes offensively to get Bryce Young going. I think both teams have success. Both teams score points. Over 44. Next up, total 44, 44.5 for the Seahawks and the Ravens. I'm going under, especially if it's 44.5. I really like how both defenses are playing. I think the Ravens have an elite defense, arguably the best defense in football. I think they are really, really good. I think they're going to be able to confuse Geno, throw some curveballs at Geno with their different simulated pressures that they can send. They've been sacking quarterbacks despite not having an elite edge rusher. Their coverage is really, really solid. I think they've got a good matchup for DK Metcalf and Marlon Humphrey. And I feel like overall the Ravens at home are just tough to score on, period. And then on the other side, the Seahawks defense has been playing really well. Leonard Williams should help them stop the run of the Ravens. And I really like their corners. I think Woolen's playing great. The young kid Witherspoon's playing great. Their safeties are really good. I think the Seahawks will make a number of plays here as well. So I'm going to go with the under 44.5 for the Seahawks and the Ravens. I expect the Ravens to win, but I'm going to go with the under. Feels like the Seahawks have been an under team this year. Next up, 37.5 for the Browns and the Cardinals. I'm also going under. This is more of a chalk pick, but this is the Browns defense at home versus a rookie quarterback that's never started a game. It's as simple as that. Give me the Browns defense to make this go under. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears and the New Orleans Saints. This is one of those surprising overs. Saints offense has started to get it going. Last couple of weeks, they've been torching and scoring some points. They played well against Jacksonville at home a couple weeks ago on Thursday night. They played really well against the Colts. So I expect them to score points. I could see them getting to 30 in this matchup at home. And then all the Bears really have to do is get to like 14, 17 points. I think that can be done, especially if they're chasing the Saints here. So this game even could be, a sneaky good spot for the Bears offense, as the Saints defense has not been playing that well. So look out for that one to go over. Next, 40.5 for the Commanders and the Patriots. I understand the Commanders have lost some defensive ends. Still going under. I think it's mostly because of my belief in the Patriots defense at home versus a very bad offensive line of the Commanders. I think they'll be all over Sam Howell all day. And the Patriots offense is just not very good, and they just lost their best receiver. So I'm going to go under here, 40.5. Next, 37 Raiders and the G-Men. I'm going under, although it's a little uncomfortable, but you've got Daniel Jones versus Aiden O'Connell. O'Connell's second ever start. Raiders defense at home, I think, will play strong for their new coach, Antonio Pierce, who is a defensive guy, linebacker coach. I think he'll play it conservatively. He'll play field position, and I think he understands his defense will probably have the edge here with Max Crosby leading the way and that crowd in Vegas. On the other side, Don Martindale's defense has played very, very well. He has schemed things up very, very well. This is the type of defense like Todd Bowles that's very hard to play against if you're a young rookie quarterback because of all the different dynamic pressures that they send at you. So I've got the under in this game. Next, the 46 of the Eagles and the Cowboys. I'm going over. This is another, I would say, borderline best bet. I think this game is should be closer to 49-50 type of range. I think they have good defenses, but both of the offenses match up pretty well with the defenses. We saw that last year in the game in Dallas. I think that will be the case here. Dallas, I think, will shockingly score a lot of points here. Love the matchup for CeeDee Lamb. I think that Dak Prescott has another really good game. He's playing at a very high level, and I think the Eagles will be able to run the ball pretty effectively on Dallas. So I think that this goes over either way, regardless of who wins the game, in my opinion. Next, the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. This one's really tough, but I'm going to lean towards the over. I think that the Bengals are going to score. I could see the Bengals scoring in the 30s here. I think the Bills' defense is super overrated, and especially on the road. We saw New England light them up, and what they did in that game was run play action from under center, run the football, and throw short, quick passes. That's exactly what the Bengals have an A+ degree in. Short, quick passes to their talented wide receivers. Joe Burrow's been adding run, play action, under center stuff. I think they're going to torch the Bills. And then on the other hand, you're just counting on Josh Allen to get to near 20 against a pretty, maybe a little bit above average defense, but not like a crazy good defense. So I think the Bills probably get to around 20, low 20s area, and the Bengals score about 30. So I'm going to take the over in this matchup, one of my best picks. And then the Monday Night Football matchup, it's a primetime game. I'm going under, and it's the Jets. So you got to have Zach Wilson. I think if the Jets want to win this game, they understand how. Don't turn the football over, play field position, and shut down Justin Herbert. I think they'll do all those three things to stay in this football game and maybe even win it. This is under all the way. I get it. The Chargers offense is good, but this needs to be two-sided action. This is in New York. Maybe if this was in LA, you may consider going with the Chargers and the over, but I like the under and the Jets in that matchup. So those are my over-under picks for week number 9. I hope you enjoyed this video and the breakdown of each individual over-under for week 9. If you did, Gronk spike the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. It's Mitch. Good luck on your bets. Good luck on your picks. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.